A cordial greeting. Today is Sunday, October 6, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 4 p.m. local time in Florida, where preparations should be being completed to face what is now Hurricane Milton. It is projected that Hurricane Milton will continue strengthening into a Category 3 or Category 4 hurricane, and will eventually move over parts of western Florida, where it is expected to arrive this Wednesday. This is why a state of emergency has been declared across much of Florida. A hurricane hunter plane has been investigating the system and, unfortunately, found that it has rapidly strengthened into a hurricane. It currently has maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, which makes it a Category 1 hurricane. This strengthening has been faster than projected, making it very likely that the next National Hurricane Center advisory will forecast it becoming a Category 4 hurricane in the next 48 hours. On the other hand, you can also see that it is currently raining in Florida. And although this weather disturbance is not associated with Hurricane Milton, it complicates the situation because the ground may become saturated, and when Hurricane Milton's rains arrive, it could lead to flooding issues. If we look at the infrared satellite animation, we can see how Hurricane Milton continues to show signs of strengthening, with the development of strong thunderstorms around the circulation center, and soon we will see an eye forming, which are signs of intensification. There have been few changes in the forecast track. The trajectory models continue projecting that over the next 24 hours, it will move east before eventually turning more northeast, approaching the Tampa Bay area, entering on Wednesday afternoon. We still don't know the exact landfall point, which could range from Sarasota to north of Tampa. It is important for residents in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Lakeland, and Orlando to finalize preparations, as this is the area that will experience the strongest winds due to the faster than anticipated strengthening. The intensity models now project rapid intensification over the next 24 hours, with many models agreeing it could strengthen into a Category 4 or even Category 5 hurricane, reaching peak intensity in about 48 hours. Afterward, it seems likely that it will begin to weaken just before making landfall in Florida. However, it is still expected to arrive as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane, which could be extremely destructive. The latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center predicted it would make landfall near Sarasota on Wednesday afternoon as a Category 3 hurricane, with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour. However, it is very likely that the 5 p.m. forecast will shift the track slightly north and perhaps increase the intensity. It may arrive stronger than the 11 a.m. advisory had predicted. In its path, it will pass just north of the Yucatan Peninsula, where a tropical storm warning has been issued. However, it seems that the tropical storm force winds will remain over the Gulf of Mexico waters. Still, the city of Merida should monitor the storm's evolution in case of any unexpected southward shift in the track. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, it seems the storm will reach peak intensity at about 48 hours as a Category 4 hurricane. But in the last 24 hours as it approaches Florida, a weakening process may begin. Nevertheless, we expect it to be a dangerous hurricane when it reaches Florida. For example, see the infrared satellite image projection when it is approaching Florida, showing a very strong system with a well-defined eye, characteristic of a major hurricane. We will be keeping a close eye starting Wednesday morning, and hopefully, dry air could enter Hurricane Milton's circulation. As the European model projection shows, when the hurricane approaches the coast, some dry air might affect the system, weakening it as it moves into Florida. However, this likely won't be enough to cause significant weakening, and we continue to project that the effects of a Category 3 or 4 hurricane will be felt in areas near Tampa Bay. Due to this dry air, it seems the northern part of the circulation will have the strongest winds and heaviest rains. The most significant impacts will depend on the exact point of landfall. For example, if it enters near Tampa, the strongest winds should be felt in areas between Spring Hill and St. Petersburg, while the southern part near Sarasota could experience somewhat lighter winds. However, with this track, the greater risk for Tampa will be storm surge since the wind will be pushing water from the Gulf of Mexico into the bay, potentially causing a historic flooding event due to the storm surge. We could also see this possible weakening of the hurricane in some of the intensity models. For example, one model shows a Category 4 or 3 hurricane approaching Tampa Bay, but as it nears the coast, we see the circulation collapsing due to dry air. Even with this weakening, it still shows a Category 3 hurricane making landfall near Tampa Bay. Remember that under this scenario, the strongest winds will be felt in the northern half of the Tampa region, while areas near Sarasota might experience less significant winds. However, for sectors south of the circulation, the worst of the storm surge could be felt. Look at the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, which predicts the center will make landfall near or over Sarasota and exit near Palm Bay, but it's very likely that the 5 p.m. advisory will readjust the track farther north, which would represent a worse scenario for Orlando, Lakeland, Tampa, and St. Petersburg. So stay tuned for that next update. Finally, we wanted to show you wind gust projections according to the German model. In pink, you can see hurricane force winds and gusts over 115 miles per hour that may affect areas around Tampa Bay. In reddish and orange colors, you can see tropical storm force winds that will affect much of the state of Florida. It is very important that from Orlando, Spring Hill, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Lakeland, and Kissimmee, you prepare for hurricane force winds, while areas farther north and south should prepare for tropical storm force winds. And don't forget that in addition to the wind and storm surge, significant rainfall is also expected. Models continue to project that between 7 to 12 inches of rain could fall over the next 96 hours, which could cause serious flooding issues. It is important for Florida residents to pay close attention to evacuation plans and make sure to get to a safe place if authorities advise it. Here at Hurricane Info, I will continue to provide special coverage of this cyclone. The next video will be recorded tomorrow, Monday, in the morning, so don't forget to check if you're subscribed to my channel. Subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications when I post new videos. Well, with that, I'll say goodbye for now. See you tomorrow.